hearing number 1 for 6:30. Conditional use application, Mo's Block Manufacturing Company, 1124 McLaughlin Run Road. Joe, if you'd like to review the application.
Thank you, Joe. Before we get started on reviewing the application, to establish the record, if the solicitor could, do you want me to go through it?
Sure, I could run them in. Just for the record, number of administrative exhibits as we do at the beginning of these public hearings for conditional use applications. First, we'll mark as Exhibit 1 the actual application for conditional use package dated September 8, 2025, with all the number of attachments containing plans and support documents as well. Exhibit number 2 would be the publication, the legal ad published in the newspaper on October 2nd and October 9th for the public hearing. Exhibit 3 would be the posted notice that was posted at the property along with the photograph of that posted notice. Exhibit 4 would be the letter notice that was served upon all, or mailed to all of the properties within the nearby properties, and a list of the properties who received those all. In Exhibit 5, finally, we will mark as the Borough Engineers review letters dated September 17th, 2025, and September 22nd, 2005. And with us, just a brief question to the manager, zoning officer, just to confirm that you did mail all the letters as indicated in Exhibit 4.
Yes, all properties within 300 feet.
And that the photograph in Exhibit 3 is the photograph of the posted notices that were placed at the property.
Correct, yes.
And with that, you can proceed with the applicant's presentation.
Sure. What we have, the borough received an application for a conditional use permit to operate a light manufacturing facility at 1124 McLaughlin Run Road. For the sake of conversation, a lot of us Bridgeville folks will know that as the old A&H building. Mossbach Manufacturing, we have 2 representatives from the company here tonight that we'll turn over the meeting to, but they propose a light manufacturing facility to be operated within that existing structure. The property is zoned mixed use within the McLaughlin Run Baldwin Street Overlay District, which allows for light manufacturing via a conditional use permit. The first step of the process is upon application, it was reviewed by the borough engineer. It went through 2 plan reviews, and John will be able to speak to that. But after addressing the concerns raised by the plan review, it satisfies the requirements of the borough zoning ordinance. The Planning Commission met on the 4th Monday of last month and reviewed the application and proposed 1 condition. Now, it's up for Borough Council to add a condition if they wish, or to advance the condition recommended by the Planning Commission. The Planning Commission's recommendation, they vetted the application very thoroughly. They asked very good questions such as hours of operation, will all the loading and unloading, where that will be done, will there be any outside storage, will there be any signage. All this is documented within the Planning Commission minutes that were within your packet. The only condition that was recommended by the Planning Commission was a pedestrian access across the front of the property. A lot of you may remember the days when A&H operated the facility at its peak. They would park equipment pretty much to the edge of the road, where pedestrians who would walk the sidewalk on the house in the corner that abruptly ends where you get A&H would have to be forced out into the road. A condition of the Planning Commission was that a line would be striped across the edge of the parking lot to delineate the pedestrian route to the park. Just for sake of context, because we don't get many conditional use permits before Borough Council, the Planning Commission recommends, and then the actual permit is issued by the Borough Council. This is essentially just for the land use. They will still have to go through and get a building permit for the change of the occupancy to do the light manufacturing, and I know that they've retained an architect to start that, but this is the first step for zoning approval. John, if you want to take over, and then we'll pass it on to Mossbach.
Sure. The first review, the only items that we had to do with under the conditional use. There are a number of items that need to be addressed regarding parking and trip generation. The applicant's original submission did not provide documentation on the anticipated trips for the facility, and then it did not provide the necessary tables on the plan identifying the sites on the parking requirements. We issued that letter on the 17th of September. The applicant received the comments, addressed them 4 days later, and our letter on the 22nd indicated that they addressed all those items and it's a clear application for conditional use.
Okay. Thank you. If we can, please allow Mosbach to make any presentation or any discussion that you would like to bring up to council.
Yeah, just a little background on Mosbach.
If I could, Toby, if you could come up to the microphone and state your name and address, please.
I also need to swear you in, so if you could raise your hand. Do you swear that the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, whole truth, and nothing but the truth? You got it?
I do.
Spell your last name for me.
Okay. Yeah, my name is Dan Stein, S-T-E-I-N. I am the VP of Operations for Mosbach Manufacturing. We currently run a facility at 1417 McLaughlin Run Road in Upper St. Clair, so just down the street from 1124. And Mosbach has been operating there since the mid-1990s. Throughout the years, Mosbach continues to grow, and that is the whole reason we are looking for an additional property. So Mosbach manufactures power resistors, and one of our biggest markets is load banks, which are used to test power generation equipment and distribution equipment. And one of the big markets that we are in is data centers, which is in the news for the growth of it. So we are one of the companies benefiting from that growth. And so we are looking for additional facility to accommodate the growth we are currently experiencing. The facility we're at now is just maxed out our square footage, so we're just looking for additional manufacturing space to do the light assembly that our products take.
Does anybody have any questions?
I do.
Oh.
And I know you talked about this at the planning commission. How many do you anticipate, what growth do you anticipate will be happening in the A&H building? I mean, are you generating one piece? Because I know they're big, right?
Yeah, so our products range from the size of a suitcase all the way up to a small school bus. So what we plan on producing at 1124 is the units that are more size like a school bus. And so to start, we have orders that we would only need to make an additional 1 or 2 per month. But that space would allow us to end up doing 6 to 8 per month. So that would be the ultimate goal.
Are the bays big enough for those half the school bus there that A&H has right now, or do you expect do you have to move back at all with the footprint?
No, that was what's so attractive to Mosbach was the building that had the bays. This equipment's big enough that it's not easily moved, and so we can build it inside, do our testing inside, and then when it's time to ship, just push it out and load it onto a truck. So, yeah, the bays are well suited for us.
There's ample parking there. I'm assuming that was one of the questions with, I mean, you don't have a lot of customer walk-in traffic, it's probably mostly online orders.
Yeah, no customer traffic, just our assembly team really, and then delivery of material throughout the week. And yeah, there's a gravel parking lot already existing there, so it'd just be kind of cleaning that up and make it usable for our employees.
This is probably asked the planning commission, or is it like a 9 to 5 job?
Yeah, our typical shift is 7 to 3:30. There is potential for offering overtime, but typically Monday through Friday, 7 to 3:30.
How many employees do you expect to be down at that location?
To start, it would only be 4 to 5, and if we do hit the growth we're hoping to, it would be max out at 19.
Any other questions? Okay, thank you. We'll now open it up for public comment. If you're interested in making a comment, please come up to the podium and state your full name and address for the record. Anybody? Okay. That will adjourn the public hearing. Thank you.
Yeah, it'll be a second one, something.
Okay.
That'll be fine. Thank you.
Okay, we're going to start with public hearing number 2, the cable franchise renewal. A review of the Comcast agreement by the Borough Manager.
Good evening. This is a public hearing of the Borough Council regarding cable franchise renewal for the Borough of Bridgeville. This public hearing is held pursuant to Section 626 of the Federal Cable Act, which sets forth the process for franchise renewal. The borough's current franchise with Comcast is within the industry norm renewal window, and the borough is beginning the process of renewing the franchise. The public hearing is part of the preliminary portion of franchise renewal, in which the borough reviews the cable operator's past performance and identifies the borough's future cable-related community needs. As such, as part of the public hearing, we invite comments from any citizens who wish to speak regarding either or both of the aforementioned subjects. Franchise renewal is the best opportunity for municipalities to assert their rights with respect to their cable operator and to obtain important benefits in return for granting the cable operator the right to use the borough's public right-of-ways. These benefits include 1, a state-of-the-art cable system now and in the future, 2, strong customer service standards, 3, free services to community facilities, 4, better reporting requirements for the cable operators, 5, maximize cable franchise fees, 6, public educational and government channels if desired, PEG capital support funding if desired, legal projections of the right-of-way, and number 9, better mechanisms to enforce the franchise agreement. These are just some of the potential benefits available for franchise renewal. Citizens may address these items or any other cable-related items that are important to you. Once you're ready, we'll open the hearing up for public comment. Just some context. This, you may remember, 2 months ago, we authorized retaining special legal counsel from the Cohen Law Group to renegotiate our cable franchise agreement with Comcast. This is done pretty much every 10 years. The borough has 2 cable franchise agreements, one with Comcast, one with Verizon. They're both ending now, so we'll have the Verizon one coming before you as well within the next couple of months. The Comcast agreement is what we have for tonight. As part of the, like it says, the requirements under the Cable Act, we have to have a public hearing just to let the public know we're in the process of renegotiating the agreement. So if there was grievances or what that we needed to address with Comcast, this is our opportunity before we renew the current cable franchise agreement. As you know, this is budget time of the year. The cable providers pay a 5% commission or roundabout to the borough to operate within the right-of-ways. And it's interesting, I was talking to Mr. Verducci, is that I drafted the budget, and you see every year cable franchise money just going down, and more people just keep cutting the cord, and it was eye-opening. We authorized an audit of the cable accounts as part of this renewal process. In 2020, there was 1,100 cable Comcast accounts. This year, there's 500. So within a matter of 4.5 years, it is in half, you know. So it's interesting to see where this will go in the future. But it's a revenue source for the borough. The borough makes, between the 2 cable franchise agreements, anywhere from $87,000 to $100,000. So it's a significant revenue source for us that is slowly going away. But tonight is the first step to solidify the renewed cable agreement with Comcast, which would be another 10-year agreement.
Okay, thank you, Joe. Council, is there any comments or questions?
Joe, does this cover their internet too?
No.
That's why the streaming services are
I understand that's,
outside of
I mean, because I have satellite, but I have to have separate internet
No, you may see it, it's like talk about it usually once a year in the Borough News, the magazine gets from the Country State Boroughs Association, because if you think about it, a lot of people shifted to streaming services that are internet-based, and there's internet,
Still uses the same pool.
same right away, exactly. And they were under a different telecommunication avenue, just like the phone company. Like, the phone company doesn't have to pay because it was a telecommunication versus a cable TV. So it's kind of a gray area that it would be nice to see some type of.
Because a lot of people with satellite have to have an internet somewhere along the line,
Yeah.
so.
So that's exactly the canary in the coal mine as we see this going down. And it was interesting to see that number kind of down. I knew it was going to be a lot, but I had no idea it would go to 500.
Well, you don't know the Verizon one yet.
No, I don't know.
It's just like telephone lines, how many people still have their
Yeah.
home line?
Any other comments from council? I'll open it up now to public comment. Again, if you have a question, please stand up at the podium, state your full name and address for the record. Last call. Okay, we'll adjourn this public hearing meeting and we'll start our general meeting at 7 o'clock.